What's up?
Good evening. This is Stan Matthews with Mama Yoga herself, Samut Scott,
Good.
here on Share the Wealth Sunday.
Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, everyone.
Yeah, on this Sunday evening, March the 26th. So we want to welcome you to Share the Wealth Sunday and begin as we do all of our whole person prosperity broadcasts with gratitude for the viewers, guests, and sponsors that make the Matthews broadcast possible. So, want to thank all of you who've become friends of the broadcast, who have agreed to become guests on the broadcast, beginning with Mr. Brian Fleming out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Miss Tina Drew out of the Trenton area of New Jersey, Mr. Chris Johnson out of the New Brunswick area, Miss Jaren Kenny out of the New Brunswick area, Miss Shakira Palmer out of Newark's Brick City. Want to thank Vernon Bradbury. Want to thank Dr. Archer Irby. Want to thank Marissa Cortez, Mr. Mark Smith, the Plainfield Fire Department, and Brick City's Justice Roundtree. Want to thank Dr. Alberto Anderson, world traveler, Dr. Anderson, Mr. Andrew Fraser of Doing Small Business Like a Pro, Mr. Matthew McCleary of the McCleary Real Estate and Investment Firm, Miss Tiffany Moultrie, Miss Harvetta Fax, and Mr. Vito Maturo of PNC Bank. Want to thank Leslie Andrews in Honolulu, Hawaii. Want to thank Clement St. Clair in Charlene St. Clair in Richmond, Virginia. Pinky Andrews in Hampton, Virginia, and Tyrone Ash in Hollywood, Florida. Want to thank Tyrone Scotty Howard in Atlanta, Georgia, Joy Anderson in Tampa, Florida, and Greg Riley in Falls Church, Virginia, all for becoming supporters of the Matthews broadcast. If you'd like to be a friend of the Matthews broadcast, go to thematthewsbroadcast.com, thematthewsbroadcast.com. Go into the online store and become a friend of the broadcast, which entitles you to either sponsor someone as a guest on our Monday night broadcast or enables you to come to one of our events free of charge. This broadcast rests on four principles that we share on a weekly basis. First, divine alignment. Second, divine empowerment. Third, divine upliftment. And of course, fourth and foremost, divine enrichment. From alignment, we're looking at right at the book of Genesis, the book of the beginnings, chapter 1, verses 26 to 28 says, "You are made in the image and likeness of God." Again, Psalm 82 says, "You are gods and children of the Most High God." So we recommend that to get it right, you must be in alignment. One of our favorite empowerment teachers, the one and only Abraham Hicks, says, get in alignment with source energy. Source energy. So that when you're in alignment with your divine energy source, then you make some other possibilities real for you. The first possibility, in our opinion, is you get empowerment. You get empowered when you are divinely aligned. And that empowerment principle comes right from the book of Timothy, chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. Of love, power, and a sound mind. You are more powerful than you will ever know and can achieve things far beyond what you may yourself think you can achieve. And when you are empowered, you then are able to uplift others. And so here we hear the voice of our poet laureate, the one and only Maya Angelou, saying to us in one of our favorite pieces, "People may forget what you said. They may forget what you did, but they will never, ever forget how you made them feel. Your candle loses nothing when it lights another." Your candle loses nothing when it lights another. So pick someone else up. Share with someone else your time, talent, and treasure, and get them to that next level. Zig Ziglar had it exactly right. You can only get what you want in life by helping other people get what they want. And so now that you've been divinely aligned, divinely empowered, and uplifted, the final possibility is real for you, is for you to become divinely prosperous and enriched. Over 27 times in the Bible, prosperity is mentioned. I've just shared two examples of them. First, Psalm 1, verse 3, he is like a tree planted beside streams of water that beareth fruit in every season, whose leaf will not wither, and whatever he or she does will prosper. Whatever he or she does will prosper. And then, of course, in John 10:10, Jesus speaking here, I came that you might have it life and have it more abundantly. So over 27 times, prosperity is mentioned. So we hold and declare that you can and should live your best life now. You can and should live your best life now. Just as when the disciple Peter asked Jesus, how should I pray? Remember that part of the prayer, thy will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. On this earth as it is in heaven. So bind your best life here on this earth, so that it could be heaven-like here on this earth for you. Just a few points before I have our whole person prosperity coach herself share with you. Yesterday, I was proud of this nation's youth. This nation's youth have decided that they want to move away from the embrace of a society which makes it easier to get a gun in many cases, and in many cases high capacity guns, automatic weapons, than it is to get a college education, than it is to get adequate education, than it is to get adequate housing, than it is to get health care. Those young people, their courage, in my opinion, have set us on a new trajectory to achieve a higher moral and principled ground in this country. For almost 1 million of them who went to Washington, D.C., another 800 marches around the country and around the world, thank you so much to the people who have always been the tip of the spear. Those people who led the civil rights movement are now leading the March for Our Lives movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. Young people keep going and taking us higher and higher and higher. Around this area, the capital city, there is a very, very special event coming this Saturday at the Mercer College Conference Center, right at Mercer Community College, and that is the Whole Person Prosperity Guarantee Your Greatness, moving you from stress to strength, moving you from stress to strength. That event will be led by the one and only Mama Yoga, sitting to my right. And in that event, we will help you to gain more mental clarity and focus. We will help you to become more physically attractive and magnetic so that you can acquire those things that you desire, including greater mental capacity, physical capacity, relationship capacity, and obviously financial capacity. We will have very, very experienced, successful coaches, including ourselves, in those areas that will be there to network with you, set up coaching possibilities with you, and to move you towards that mental, physical, relationship, and financial prosperity that you desire. So be with us at Guarantee Your Greatness, the whole person prosperity experience, moving you from stress to strength, on Saturday, March the 31st, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Mercer College Conference Center. And with that, I would invite in my co-host on Share the Wealth Sunday, the one and only whole person prosperity coach herself, Mama Yoga herself is with me. Good evening, Mama Yoga. Everyone missed you last Sunday, and
I'm
I'm
so happy
sure
to be
they're
here
glad
today.
to have you back.
Really happy to be here today. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. Samut with Mama Yoga's Wellness and Whole Person Prosperity Coaching. And as I said, am very, very happy to be here. Look, there's several people I want to shout out. First of all, I want to second Stan's statement about the youth taking to the streets and saying, listen, we shouldn't have to be fearful to go to school. I don't know how much change can be affected, but I like the fact that they are at least moving towards and stating that change needs to be affected and moving in a collective sense. I really like that. So shout out to our children nationwide who are saying enough is enough.
That's right.
Secondly, I went on this past Friday to the Trenton YMCA. Beautiful facility. I hadn't been there in quite some time, and the CEO and president of that organization, Mr. Sam Frisbee, is really steering that organization in a very productive and prosperous manner. And so they have all, it's all new and updated in the YMCA in Trenton, and I went at the request of lovely Teska Frisbee, who is the Leadership Trenton alumni of mine. Shout out Leadership Trenton, whoop whoop. Thomas Edison State College, whoop whoop. Anyway, so Teska invited me to come out, and the event was created by Tona Buck, Tona Buck, and I want you to remember that name because I'll double back to it at the end of what I'm sharing here. And so the event I went to was about sexual assault and sexual abuse awareness to raise attention and heightened sensitivity as to what to look for when someone may be in that type of situation. It was a packed event. I was very happy to see, so many people out, not to commiserate, but to celebrate each other's bravery and living forward as opposed to staying stuck in the trauma. And I thought it was an outstanding event. Tona Buck and her organization, ROSA, R-O-S-A. I don't really know what the acronym stands for, so I ain't going to try to make nothing up, y'all. But I'm sure it's something, like raising awareness for sexual assault or something like that. Anyway, you can inbox her or DM her on social media. Her name is Tona Buck. They're having the first walk to raise awareness around sexual assault in Trenton on April the 14th. April the 14th, 8 a.m. Mama Yoga's Wellness. Mama Yoga, yours truly will be their warm-up coach to get everyone stretched out and warmed up for the 3K walk. I think it's going to be around. Yeah, I'm going to participate. Absolutely. I'm not only the stretch club president, I'm a stretch club member. How they used to go? I'm not only the hair club president, whatever. Anyway.
No, don't use that one. Don't use that one. That's not a good one for ladies.
Anyway.
Use another one.
Anyway, yes, so October the 14th, everyone, register, go inbox Tona Buck, Tona. Ask her if there's anything you can contribute. Can you buy water, for them? Can you deliver or contribute refreshments? They need help, right? And it's a very valuable cause that Tona Buck and her ROSA team are, attempting to bring attention and awareness to. Tona, last name Buck, across social media platforms, and that date is April 14th. April 14th, did I say 19? Lord have mercy. 2018. April 14th, 2018, of course. One other thing I wanted to touch on is, the Whole Person Prosperity event that we're having this Saturday coming. That is March 31st, out at the conference center at Mercer out in West Windsor, right? Is a, you know, a 3-hour training to assist a person not with just increasing their magnetism. But let me just share with you, right? These skills that I have learned and that I use in my daily life to negotiate and navigate life's obstructions, challenges, are not just about, you know, your financial prosperity. These skills help keep a person's mental health in balance. Help you to take the trauma that you may experience, and let's not be fooled. Stress on a daily grind is traumatic to the mind, the body, and indeed your spirit. Our DNA, science has proven that our DNA registers these stressful events in your major organs, setting up the doorway and the probability of dis-ease. So the session that we're going to offer this Saturday on the 31st is a combination of movement, mental focus, affirmation and visualization, and a couple of fun interactive games to help your mind space remember the tools. But it's much more useful than those words can convey. Because throughout your daily life, if you are stressed, if you're stressed at work, if you're stressed from a traumatic incident in your past, if you are stressed from, like these women that I saw at this event, so much pain, if you have mental imbalances, bipolar is a big thing now, you know, low-grade depression. The majority of people are suffering from a low-grade depression. Whole person prosperity has a course for you.
Moving you from stress to strength, indeed.
Moving you from stress to strength.
Tell me, if someone who is suffering from PSD, you've come
PTSD.
home from the war, PTSD, you're in an abusive relationship, you have an abusive job situation, how will those persons benefit from coming to the whole person prosperity training on this coming Saturday?
So let's be clear, right? We're not giving a magic bullet or a magic pill, right? It's not about a one-time, come dunk in the water and you walk out and now everything is flowing and moving for you. What it is about, though, is offering you a different perspective on how you're negotiating your life. So if a person has PTSD from any reason, not just something as egregious and overt as warfare, but the unseen subliminal warfare that we face in our communities every day. When our children are being shot out on the street, that's a warfare. Whether somebody looks like them is pulling the trigger or somebody who doesn't look like them. It is a form of warfare.
Does that cause the kind of trauma that our training on Saturday will help with?
It causes the kind of trauma that creates a memory in the DNA. And the training brought forward to you on Saturday will give you a set of tools and a direction down a pathway where you will be able to correct that DNA memory. You'll be able to correct the sadness, the heaviness, and indeed magnify the excellent or the good aspects of your mind, body, and energy. And that's what the training for the whole person prosperity session is going to include on this Saturday. Now, so I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you. Let me just finish this train of thought. I want to, really make a clear understanding I witnessed a great deal of pain on Friday. And it was a wonderful event in terms of it wasn't about the pain, but it just put in my mind, if you have a skill, if you have some way to offer people to heal their mind, body, and energy, you got to put it on the table. People are hurting. People are in a state of depression, and most of the time don't even know it. People are living in their traumas and don't even know it. I'm saying for you, whole person prosperity, yes, we have the mental, the focus and the energy and the, financial and relational, skills to help you attract that which you desire. But truth be told, a lot of people just need a way in which to effectively heal. And we got that for you too. Come see us on the 31st. You can go to WPPcoaching.com to register. If you register with a buddy, because stress is best defeated by the village as a team. Right. You can get a 20% discount, not 20%, $20 off a 2-ticket purchase. WPPcoaching.com. We'll see you this Saturday, everyone. Peace, love, and healing to everyone.
I hear there'll be some refreshment served.
Yes, we'll have light refreshments. Now, look here, it ain't going to be lunch or dinner, but we, people who know me, I've been putting on programs for years, like since 1997. Is that 20 years, 30? Yes, almost 30 years right there. Right, so I've been putting on programs. People know me. They know that I have this southern thing, and I love to feed people. You can't really have an event without having food of some kind. So this particular one, our inaugural WPP event, will have light refreshments. But y'all stick around. Y'all know how I get down, those who know me. We're going to be chopping it up really soon at the next events that we have. We'll have some lovely vegetarian, some itals, some vegan food, y'all. So just stick around.
On the relationship side, will there be some kind of relationship tools that people will get as they come?
So, Mancho and Nuasha Edu.
Yes.
Mancho and Nuasha Edu, a Coma House initiative. So our plan is to have a very holistic package. And the package includes every area of your life. That is your mental capacity, mental health, as well as your mental focus, your physical fitness, the physical attractiveness. Everybody want to have swagger. Everybody want to look good. Everybody wants to be thought of as attractive.
That's right.
Right? And also, the package, the seminar package will include, understanding how to negotiate relationships, whether they're on your job, whether they're an intimate relationship with a spouse or partner, whether they're family relationships, because relationships in your life are the #1 source of stress. The people that you have to interact with all the time are the main people who are stressing you the blankety blank out. This ain't a children's show, but we don't want to get explicit, explicit warning, right? So, relationship stress and financial stress.
Well, that was
Got a caller? We have a caller on the line. I'm just going on for it.
Go
Somebody
ahead, caller.
Hello? Good day, caller.
Hi, Samut.
Hi, Verlina?
Yes, am I calling too soon?
No, I'm so glad we got through to you. Hi, Verlina Reynolds Jackson.
Who is Verlina Reynolds Jackson? What does she do?
Who is Verlina Reynolds Jackson?
I am the newest assemblywoman to the New Jersey State General
That's what
Assembly.
I'm talking about.
And
Could you repeat that, please?
For the 15th Legislative District.
Can you repeat
Hello,
that,
everybody.
please? Hello, Assemblywoman.
Thank you. I didn't want to be late, And so I know me and Samu have been going back and forth, and I said, I don't really know how this works, but I'm just going to be early. So I'm going to call in, and if they tell me I have to be on standby, then I'll just have to wait my turn. But
Well, that's so
here we
lovely,
are.
my dear. That is so lovely. We wouldn't put you on hold, girl. Come on now. Yeah, so tell us share with us about your new assembly position or any events or the good news you'd like to share with us.
Well, it's so it's I don't think we can ignore the gun violence that's happening right now and the big movement that we just had.
That's right.
The March for Our Lives that just happened across our nation. This is something huge that has impacted our children. And so part of my story is protecting my nephews. And so this resonates home because that's, any family member's fear is that you come home one day and something had happened at school.
That's
this
right.
is supposed to be their safe haven. This is where their friends are. This is where you make those lifelong memories. I'm sure you have friends back from elementary school. And it's just tragic how we're going through this fight with these guns for so long, that they don't want to seem to protect our most vulnerable, our children, our babies, our
That's
youth.
right.
And it's amazing how these young people have just come and have found their voice, and they are making us listen. And it is time for us to hear and recognize what's happening to them and how it's impacting them in their lives each and every day. And it's happening out in suburbia. Our urban schools have been going through this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We have metal detectors. Other schools don't. And so how do we, bring this all together and make us whole? And so we have actually Monday, we have some very important gun legislation that's coming up. We have, I believe it's at a protest that's going to be, I'm trying to find it now. It's going to be, we have our voting session on Monday, which is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then there's going to be a rally behind at 125 West State Street at noon with all of the people that are in support of firmer, stronger gun protection laws right in the back of the State House.
Okay.
And then you'll have the NRA at the War Memorial having their protest as well. And so we'll be inside, taking action on what we believe we need to do to protect our children. And that is definitely, enforcing those background checks, reducing magazines capacity from 5 to 15, although I think there's much more we can do with that.
Sure.
And then we have a couple more other bills that are on the floor as well. But this is a very heated debate, and I think this is what we want to see happen outside of the march. We want to see legislation. We know Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman. I saw a post from her the other day that says she's proud to get an F from the NRA. And so those are the type of things that we want to make sure that we're doing at the federal level and the state level. And so that's the message that I'm sending back representing the 15th Legislative District for New Jersey. After the march, now we take action. And
That's
this
right.
is part of it.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I know you to be a very integrity-based, a passionate, committed public servant and just an all-around lovely sister, too. And
thank
so,
you so much.
we are following your lead, my dear, and the leadership that is in our assembly, as well as Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman. You guys are really putting forth the great fight, as well as our children. It says a very negative thing about our country that our children have to take to the streets in this way because of gun violence in the schools.
Well, I just
But
want to say,
when your child gets murdered at school,
That's right.
That you can't get beyond. You're beyond pissed off and taking action. You're
That's
doing
right.
by any means necessary now. This is what we have to do, and so we've figured out the strategic plan and how do we attack these laws and how do we remove people from office that don't support the values that we have.
That's
and
right.
this is exactly what's happening now in our country.
Wow.
Assemblywoman, this is Stan Matthews. Just a question
Hi,
for
Mr. Matthews.
Good to talk with you, dear. And I applaud the work that you and my big sister, Congresswoman Bonnie Coleman Watson are doing as legislators. Doesn't this remind you, though? As I was watching yesterday on Saturday, it reminded me what we were doing in the 70s around such things as having more teachers that look like us in the school districts, by having legislators and assembly people and people in the Senate like yourself in leadership. And it just took me back to a time not so long ago when we were marching for those things that we thought were important. So it just made me even more proud that that continuum of leadership, you know, going all the way back, has always been about young people getting out front of adults who might be a little bit more conservative and willing to put something on the line to take the moral and the moral high ground in this country. Did you feel a little bit of that, almost like reflecting back on yourself?
Listen, absolutely. And, you know, part of my whole plight is that I never had anything to lose. It was really about trying to make a change because I felt that I wasn't getting the advocacy that I needed, and I felt I kept saying, "Well, I'm an educated woman.
That's right.
I am the resource person. I'm the one that people come to help them out." And if I get the door slammed in my face,
that's right,
you know, over 10 times, and it really, you know, if you have children or if you have a loved one, and if you're trying to do anything for them and you just can't get through,
that's right.
I think, and I'm a pretty strong person, so I could take a punch. I got my knockout weight up. I'm pretty good on my toes. And I tell you, at one point, I had the biggest knot in my throat, and you know that knot you get when you can't talk. It just hit me. It hit me to my core, and I just could not imagine anyone else without my skill set still trying to navigate through this system. And then I said, you know what? It can't possibly be this hard.
Wow.
So let's figure out how we can make this easier for people to get through and get the assistance that they need, because it shouldn't be this hard.
Absolutely.
And so I don't do this by myself. We have, like you said, we have a wonderful team. You know, Senator Turner has been there fighting this fight for a very long time. My mate, Reed Gussiora, has also been there for a very long time. We have the Black Legislative Caucus that is fighting, that has been phenomenal with this as well. And so we just have to make sure that we keep our people educated and together. You know, we sometimes, how can I say it nicely? Sometimes the weeds get in the way of the flowers. And
That's
so
right.
we miss the beautification.
Preach
and so
that's right.
So
that's right.
So you gotta keep your eye on the prize and not all of the stuff around you, because you miss it. And
that's
so
right.
you're so, you know, oh, I gotta pluck this weed. You forget to look at the beautiful flower that's there.
Right. That's
so
right.
we have to make sure that as a people we stay connected about the root of the problem and not necessarily all these weeds that just keep popping up out of the way, because, you know, everybody wants to be involved and engaged, and so we have to figure out how we can be useful to one another and not step on anybody's toes, but embrace them in this while we move forward.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you very much. That's absolutely, you know, a very impassioned and truthful message that you share with us. So before we let you go, is there a way in which our listening and viewing audience can reach out to you, sign a petition, join the campaign?
Well, you know what? I have my petitions. I'm at the same office, 144 West State Street, Trenton, New Jersey. Petition deadlines are April the 2nd. I have over, I don't know how many right now. I have a lot, but I want people to stop by. And you know what, Samu, I have to get back in contact with you, too, because I'm going to do an open house, meet and greet over at the office, and then also engage people in the State House tour to let them know the legislative process. So it's just not over. You know, there's a process to this, and education is definitely the key. So I'm going to follow back up with you, but my office, my district office is 144 West State Street. There are more. Janet, we have a wonderful office staff in there. Linda Rogers is my constituent services director. She's also fabulous. So those are the ways that folks can get in contact with me. And I'm public, so if you Google me, my name will pop up and the address too, and assembly, find your legislator, I'm there.
You are very public and very fabulous.
I'm trying to be like you. I'm
Yes,
trying to
dear.
be like you.
Yes, yes.
Assemblywoman, open invitation to you and all those in your influence on your staff and yourself to join us on Saturday coming at the Mercer Community College Conference Center at 10 a.m. for our Whole Person Prosperity Training Seminar. We'll be touching on some of these issues and others, and we'd love to introduce you to some of those persons in our audience that will be with us. And we look forward to seeing you and the young people tomorrow. On what number State Street will you guys be having the demonstration?
It's 125. It's in the rear of the State House.
In the rear
Good
of the
enough.
State
We'll
House.
be there about what time?
Noon.
She said 12
Our
o'clock.
voting session starts at 1, but the noon is the rally time. But I highly recommend you come early because we anticipate a large number of folks, and so it will probably be gridlock downtown.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Assemblywoman. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We will definitely be out there with a couple of members of our crew. And thank you so much for the leadership that you're offering for your legislative district and for the entire state of New Jersey, for that matter. Please call again.
Thank you
We'll
so
see you
much.
tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you, Verlina.
And if you have your press, I don't know if you're registered with the state, but your press credentials, that may also be helpful for you to be able to gain access. But we can talk about that offline as well.
Yes. Thank you, Assemblywoman.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a blessed night. Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh,
Bye
thank
now.
you.
so much.
All right. Good
If
day.
you just called and didn't get through, please call back. I know we're expecting callers from all over the state of New Jersey, from outside of the state. I see a caller just called. Just call right back, caller. The call-in number is 609-807-2492. And if the caller's on the line, go right ahead, caller. By the way, Donna Jarrett Paris, thanks for watching. Dorceta Davis, thanks for watching. Jerry Thompson, our principal from the Montclair area, thanks for watching and for being on the Matthews broadcast. Miss Annette Coward, a great leader in the area of choir directing. Thank you so much for joining us. Miss Oglesby, thanks for joining us. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, caller. Are you available?
Bernard Borges,
I'm
if
sorry.
you're trying to call in from Miami, Florida. Bernard, please call back. The line is now free. We just
Someone
had,
on the line. Hello, caller.
Hi, Tyrone Ash. I'm from Hollywood, Florida. How you all doing?
We fine,
Glad to
Mr.
talk to y'all
Ash.
again.
How are you, Tyrone, down in Hollywood, Florida? Give us some good news on Share the Wealth Sunday. What is happening in your community? This is the author of The Story That Granddad Told, which is a historical overview of the greatness of African people. He joined us at Guarantee Their Greatness on the 28th of February, right here in the capital city of Trenton. And he's now back safely, obviously, in Hollywood, Florida, doing his thing and spreading the empowerment for our folks. Share the wealth. What are some great events happening in the area?
Well, one of the great events is that I'm now working with the class of 50-year class of 69. I'm working with all class reunion, and then I'm working with the middle school class reunion. We're going to use reunions to rebuild communities through knowing our culture.
Oh, that's
It's
outstanding.
know our story. It's know our story.
I
So
was
that's
just watching.
one of the events, right?
I was just watching on PBS this evening. They talked about the Golden Empire, you know, the new kingdom in ancient Egypt, right at about the year 1520 BC. Some of the names
You
that
got
have
it.
rung down through the centuries, Tyrone. The boy king Tutankhamun, the female pharaoh. Long before Elizabeth I in England, there was a Hatshepsut. There was a Tutmosis
Right.
III, who stretched the Egyptian kingdom all the way to what is known today as Syria and Lebanon, and down into Ethiopia, at the time the largest empire in the world. In fact, the first time the name Israel was ever written on any document. It was on papyrus in the reign of Tutmosis I as he conquered that area to what is now known as Megiddo. Many of you have known the word Megiddo from Armageddon in the Bible. And so the Egyptian Empire stretched as far north as present-day Turkey and as far south as present-day Ethiopia under the reign of Tutmosis I. Of course, we also know the new empire kingdom as the time that brought Akhenaten, the first man that talked about one God on this earth.
That's right.
And so that all came out of the glory of Egypt. And as I was watching that, I thought about you, brother, and I said, you know, the story that Granddad told probably included all of that.
It surely does. And as the book starts out with one important fact, a lot of us know the Bible. Well, the Bible says God reached into the earth. Well, if he reached into the earth, chances are he came up with some kind of color. Colored earth.
All right, Tyrone.
We'll buy that. We'll buy that. I'll buy that story.
And so it becomes a point of our understanding from the very beginning how we were here. And if what you just said in that good dissertation you just given, if our adults don't know it, how could our children know it? So we need to know our story to make sure our children know our story. And when you talked about earlier about the young people, and I just get caught up on your economic talk, when we talk about our young people, if we want to get them to understand how to buy from one another, how to support one another, then we have to teach them that we own the same story, we own something to each other.
That's right.
And if we could do that from the adulthood on back down, how they used to tell a story like you said, then there you go. We will be building a base and a population for us to be able to support ourselves.
Thank you so much for calling in, Tyrone. You can get the story that Grandpa told, which is a historical book about our story from Tyrone. You can go to the MatthewsBroadcast.com and you can purchase the book there for $29.99. Or you can get in contact with us directly at 732-357-5701 to get Tyrone's book. Call again next week and share what's going on down there in Hollywood, Florida.
I'll let you know.
Certainly will. And we have another
Well, I
caller.
thank you for the invitation. Thank you for being having me being affiliated with you all, and it has been worth it. Thank you much.
Thank you so much, Tyrone.
Before we take the next caller, I want to give some love to our online Facebook Live viewers. We so appreciate you guys tuning in and, supporting us. I want to say hey to Stacy and Lori Heading, lovely Headings. We want to say hi and thanks for tuning in to Carmen Bucci, Seldon, and, of course, the Idus, the most fabulous Manshaw and Nuasha Idu.
You better be there on the 31st to lead the relationships.
Yeah, y'all, where y'all at?
Our folks want to improve their relationships.
That's
folks.
right. We need you, Idus, Manshaw, and Nuasha.
We need some Makoma love.
Right. Derek Mingo, what's up, dear? Thank you for tuning in. Jackie Lee, good to see you online as well. And let's see, Donna Jarrett Paris and lovely Drew Paris of Paris Hair and Beauty Supplies. Y'all go support them.
To take our hair and skin back.
That's right. Gary Lowry. Hi, Gary. Gary was my student. He's a young man now doing big things in his life. Carolyn Lowe, good to see you. And many others. And, of course, Connie Mack and Tamika Sanetchum Oglesby. So thankful to you all for tuning in. And I just want to say we're appreciative of y'all's support.
For all those who are watching, if you have not liked the broadcast, like the broadcast and share the broadcast with someone else. Samut and I have one goal objective, and that is that we use economic unity and our connection to move our community forward from a mental perspective, a physical perspective, a relationship perspective, and a financial perspective. all four of these are areas that cause our stresses.
That's right.
Mama
That's
Yoga?
right. That's
and,
right.
And we can remove these stresses together if we operate in a unified way. So we'll go to the next caller now.
Hello.
Hi, caller. Who's calling in?
Hello. Please, Stan Matthews. This is Brother Justice right here.
Justice Roundtree from Newark's Brick City of 360-degree poetry. This is a poetry promoter and entrepreneur who allows spoken word to be spoken all over the state and highlights some of the best spoken word artists there are here in the state of New Jersey. Justice, why don't you share the events that are going on all around the state of New Jersey that 360-degree poetry is offering?
Right, okay. Thank you for the opportunity, Stan. Love what you're doing with the broadcast and everything. Well, you know, yes, sir, this is Justice, 360 Poetry Night with Justice. That's the show. You know, basically the hottest open mic poetry, and not just poetry, but we also showcase the talents of singers and dancers and instrumentalists. And, I mean, we had a sister singing opera in Italian last show, you know, when we had the feature the mayor's mother and the widow
Amini Baraka, the one and only Amini Baraka, did some spoken word?
Amina Baraka.
All right.
She did spoken word. She tore the house down. She played instruments. She was, and she rocked the house. But yeah, so we had her last month, and next month is the 1-year anniversary, 420, which is April 20th. That'll be the Friday, the third Friday. So we're definitely gonna have every feature that's featured all year round come back for their grand performances on 420.
Where will this be held? Just where will this be held?
That's at the only black-owned bookstore in the city of Newark, which is a black city, historically black, and a city of the arts. That's the Source of Knowledge bookstore, right downtown Newark, 867 Broad Street, Newark, New Jersey. That's every third Friday from 7:30 till question mark. You know, because sometimes we don't get out of there till late. You know, people celebrate and they want that to stop.
How can people that want to come to Source of Knowledge and share in the 360-degree poetry, how can they reach you, Just?
Well, what I would do is reach me by Facebook, which is Justice Roundtree. That's ROUNTREE. That's with no D. So it's just Justice Roundtree. That's on Facebook and also on Instagram. Hit me up there. Or you can go to the 360 Poetry Night with Justice Facebook page as well. So you know you can contact and get updates and information. We're also in the Orange Public Library every third Monday. So right after we get done rocking on Fridays, on Monday we pick it right back up at the Orange Library with some of the greatest poets in the state of New Jersey, really all over the world. You know, sister is featuring next month, Roddy. She actually just placed third. You know, especially now in honor of Women's History Month, as Women Poetry Slam in the World competition. She just placed number 3. So she brought that back to Jersey and she'll be featuring next month. You know, Roddy.
All right.
Thank you so much, Just. Thank you for calling in and keeping us informed as to what's going on in the ground in Newark, in the Brick City. Thank you for Mother Amina Baraka, the mother of our mayor, Ras Baraka, coming out and tearing the house down with her time, her talent, her treasure. Go ahead.
We have to honor our heroes and our ancestors while they're living. We have to give them their flowers while they can still smell them. You know, that's what's up with that.
Thank you so much, Just. So we'll be in contact.
Thank you for the platform, Brother Stan.
You got it.
Keep doing what you're doing, Brother Stan.
We're going to keep pushing you.
It's a great thing to bring people together, entrepreneurs together, you know, enterprise. So I appreciate you for the platform.
Well, I thank you for being a contributor to the greater wealth of our community all over the state of New Jersey. And for all of you who are watching, Matthew McClary, Janine Matthews, Brian Carpenter, Natasha Hemingway, Barbara Clark Ruiz, the one and only. Thank you so much. Tracy Smith, a classmate when I was in elementary school. Mr. Clifford Smith and his camera. Thank you so much for joining, Cliff. We have another caller coming in, Ruben. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, sir. This is Brother Hakeem.
Haki Ami from the nation's capital in D.C. Haki, did you join those young people on the mall yesterday at the March for Our Lives?
No, sir. I couldn't make that, but I wish the young people the very best, and of course, we need to support the awakening on many of these issues that keep us divided and disempowered.
That's right.
And living in fear. So, yes.
Well, the one and only Haki Ami is the success coach for all of us, heads up our effort for economic empowerment in the nation's capital, has co-written a book with the one and only Mr. Motivation, Les Brown, travels all over the country to empower our people and talk about economic empowerment and building collective generational wealth. Haki, on this Share the Wealth Sunday, tell us about a great event that you know of or a great move that you are involved with in the nation's capital.
Certainly. Well, thank you for the opportunity. Well, first, I'd like to encourage everybody to get a copy of this coming up edition of Speakers magazine, and Les Brown will be on the cover, and I will not be on the cover, but I'll be inside of the magazine. So,
come on, Haki, step it up. Tell Les you need some spotlight, man.
I know, brother. I know. Sometimes you got to just kind of wait for the trees to fall and things to fall off, and and that's the beauty of making progress. Sometimes in our culture we have rites of passage, and when you learn from master teachers, eventually you become a master teacher.
Right.
And so I've been blessed to have been taught by himself, and of course Dr. George C. Frazier. But I also just want to mention some of the other events as well. This coming Saturday, the 31st, there's a conference called MeccaCon, and that's stand for Mid-Atlantic Comics and Art and Film Conference, and that's going to be in Mount Rainier. So MeccaCon is in like the Arabic Mecca. Con is an acronym, but you can look for that and on Eventbrite to learn more, or you can just Google MeccaCon. And this sister, she actually travels, literally, Sister Maya Crown. She travels all over the country doing these conferences, and myself, I'll be speaking there. Dr. Baruch will be speaking, many different others, so different artists, and coming off this Black Panther film.
That's right.
We're expecting a very excited, empowered community. So I'll be speaking there as well as moderating a panel on Black media in the 21st century. So that's a panel discussion. So I'm speaking as well as moderating a panel. So that's two of the things that's going on. I'll just say this last one is we're showing a film called Afraid of the Dark. Now this is going to be in Baltimore. And I mentioned last time about Quelly TV. Quelly TV is the Black Netflix, for a better word. It's a Black streaming platform. So one of those films is Afraid of the Dark, and that features Dr. Cornel West, Tom Burrell, Sadat X. Who else is in it? I don't know if Chuck D is in it. It's a few people, but I know Dr. Cornel West and Sadat X and several others are in this film. And it's Afraid of the Dark is in. Sister Maya B, she's out of Brooklyn, New York. She put it together. And they talk about why people are afraid of Black men in this society. So, and that's going to be on April the 6th, Friday evening, and that's in Baltimore. So I'll just give out my phone number for that if anybody's interested in any of the events as well. I post a lot of them, but definitely reach out to me. My number is 410-209-9687.
Repeat that one more time, Haki.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. 410-209-9687. Call me for any information, about the MeccaCon or the film. And we're going to show some more films as well. You know, Crowley TV has a network of over 250 different independent black films from all over the world, not just African Americans, not just Africans, not just Caribbeans, but black people all over the diaspora have films that individuals can stream. So, great opportunity.
We have a very large network of Matthews Broadcast viewers. And so if you could shoot me an email at Matthews, MATTHEWS, N as in Nancy, K as in King, at gmail.com. We'll share that with the Inner Circle community as a whole, because we have members of the community like yourself in the D.C. area, the Baltimore area, Prince George's County. So we want to make sure we can share that information and help you to make those events even more successful down there in the nation's capital. Thanks for calling, good brother, and thanks for keeping us informed of what's happening that's great in the D.C. area.
Thank you, and thank you, Sister Samu.
All right, dear. Well, you and I should talk. Right. I wanted to ask you, I know you got to go, but I wanted to ask you about authors and having an author's workshop. You know, people that want to write a book that are not sure how to go about it. I think that would be an outstanding program that we could talk about putting on in the near future. So let's have a chat.
Yes.
I want to co-write a book with you, brother.
Hey, let's do it, brother. Let's do it. It's time. It's time.
It's time, man. Let's keep sharing the wealth. Let's keep sharing the wealth. We're nothing but one family sharing the wealth. Thank you for calling in on this Share the Wealth Sunday, Haki. We'll talk with you next Sunday. As we move forward, I just want to share a thanks to all of our sponsors. Again, the Matthews Broadcast is viewer, guest, and sponsor supported. One of our great sponsors who is on the line watching us this evening are the Parises, Donna and Drew, and they invite you to join the campaign to take our hair and skin back by calling Paris Beauty Supplies at 609-218-5883, 609-218-5883. They're here in the capital city, and they are giving a platform to creators of natural products for our skin and hair. And ordering online is just fine. Go to www.parishairandbeautysupplies.com, www.parishairandbeautysupplies.com. Want to also thank our precious metals expert, the one and only Sam Collins. The market may be down, but it's not the only game in town. So call our precious metals expert, Sam Collins, at 215-630-0570. Sam teaches you one thing: how to save a lot of gold, tell a lot of people, and make a lot of money. Getting the dream home and investment property is truly great, so you must call Farida Stokes of Harks Real Estate, 609-337-4200, 609-337-4200, so she can find you that dream home or investment property in the greater Mercer County area. That's right, Harks Realty is the key to unlocking your real estate possibilities. The one and only Leslie Carter, sharing the good news, views, and info from us, by us. That's right, the Fourth Estate News. Get it today by calling Leslie Carter at 609-647-4064. Finally, I wanted to mention for that website and the brand materials that inspire your mind, body, and soul, call Raheem and Kevin at Shift Design Control. Call Raheem Kevin at Shift Design Control at 848-250-5422. Want to thank and welcome Teresa Martin, a person who teaches success skills, how to get financing, using and developing business credit, and she's also an attorney. Thanks for tuning in this evening, the one and only Teresa Martin. So as we go out this evening, we want to bring it all back to our focus. Tomorrow evening, you can join us for our interview broadcast on Miracle Monday at the Matthews Broadcast Facebook page. We will be in Verona, New Jersey, and you can tune in right here at the Facebook page. We'll be interviewing Ms. Cinnamon Martin, who is a provider of skin and hair products. We'll be interviewing Bill Owens, who is a 40-year veteran of selling automobiles here in the state of New Jersey out of the Lucas Ford companies and affiliated automobile sales. So tune in at the Matthews Broadcast Facebook page. We will be so glad to have you with us. We'll also have Mr. Henderson, a real estate investor that will be joining us tomorrow evening on our Miracle Monday broadcast. So, Mama Yoga, as we go out, what are your final thoughts on why people should join us on the 31st at the Whole Person Prosperity Experience Training Seminar, moving them from stress to strength?
Listen, if what you've been using is not working, you don't feel vibrant, you don't feel alive, you are not attracting the mental, emotional, relational, and financial prosperity that you desire, then meet us on the 31st. If whole person prosperity is what you need to thrive, then don't wait. Pick up the phone. Call 609-516-9805. Come through, everybody. Pick up the phone. Dial 609-516-9805. And this is a call to all the healers. Mama Yoga wants to give you a platform, so inbox me, okay? Got some ideas for everyone out there that has a healing modality that they want to expand and to share. Then inbox me on social media Mama Yoga's Wellness and Samut A. Scott. Thank you for listening.
As we always share with you at the end of every Matthews broadcast, especially here on Share the Wealth Sunday, there are two types of people in the world. There are dreamers like all of you that have watched us this evening, all of you that have called in, and certainly you, Mama Yoga, and all those here in the Iron Horse Studios. And there are dream killers. Embrace the first and run like heck from the second. You cannot finish anything successfully until you start something confidently. You cannot finish anything successfully until you start something confidently. As the one and only Godfather of Soul, James Brown, reminded us, we live in America, land of the snakes, where every hand that you shake might be planning your wake. But God, great God, is protecting every step that you take. So keep moving forward. Get ready, get set, and go. Get ready, get set, and go. Do not be someone who dies with your dream still in your mouth. Do not be someone who dies with your dream still in your mouth. So on behalf of Mama Yoga, myself, Stan Matthews, we look forward to having you on Miracle Monday broadcast tomorrow night. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday at the Mercer College Conference Center for the Whole Person Prosperity Experience, where we will help you to acquire the mental, the physical, the relationship, and the financial prosperity you desire. Good night, and God bless.
Peace and love.